Good morning. This is Pastor Jason of Corona Faith Center with a word for today. And the word for today is to wide-eyed wonder. Unless I dramatically change the way I think and become teachable, unless I learn about heaven's kingdom realm with wide-eyed wonder of a child, I will never be able to enter in. Now, it's never the desire of the Father that a single one is lost. This idea really spoke to me today. As a pastor, as a leader, as a Christian, I must change the way I think. Of course, the implication here is that I must change the way I think to the way that God thinks. One of the things I love about God is that He supernaturally enables us to learn things that are not naturally possible to learn. God's thinking is completely different than our thinking. In Isaiah, He says His thoughts and ways of doing things are higher than our ways, our thinking and our ways of doing things. In Corinthians, it's written that we have the mind of Christ. Now, I don't think this is just something that happens. I think we change the way we think as we remain open, teachable, and learn about God, His Word, His kingdom. I love the Passion Translation's wide-eyed wonder of a child. As a pastor, as a leader, as a Christian, I must help others change the way they think. I must help others become teachable. I must help others learn about this awe-inspiring God, His kingdom, His word, with the wide-eyed wonder of a child. Now, I think this is supposed to be a lifestyle. It's definitely not an event. So the real question today is how? How do I change the way I think? How do I remain teachable? How do I learn with wide-eyed wonder on a daily basis? This is where the Christian disciplines come in. If you Google Christian disciplines, you'll find hundreds of different ideas, although each group usually settles down to a list of 10 or 12, but not always. They all involve activity that's not part of a normal life in our current culture. Most of them sort of settle on reading, study, contemplative thinking, prayer, all of which require time alone with God. Whoa. So the question remains, how? Now, for me, the answer is just to show up, whether I feel like it or not. When I do, I must show up with an expectation that God is going to show up. Because when God shows up, and He does, I discover things I need to change in my thinking in a wide-eyed wonder sort of way. When God shows up, and He does, I realize how little I really know in a wide-eyed wonder sort of way. When God shows up, and He does, my desire to learn more arises and becomes insatiable in a wide-eyed wonder sort of way. So the how is to show up and experience God. The fear of Isaac, I love that name of God, who doesn't really just show up because He really is there all the time, just waiting for us to show up with wide-eyed wonder. The word for today is to wide-eyed wonder. Or is that show up? God bless. Check in tomorrow.